Imagine growing up in the most beautiful place you've ever seen. Green fields, a big warm house, dozens of brothers and sisters who aren't really related to you, but feel closer than family. That's Grace Fieldhouse. And the woman who raised all of them, a woman every child calls mom, seems like the kindest person in the world. But here's the thing. Every single child in that house has a number tattooed on their neck, and nobody, not once in the entire history of that orphanage, has ever been allowed near the front gate. By the end of this video, you'll understand why. And trust me, it's worse than you think. Grace Fieldhouse is run by a woman named Isabella. She homeschools every child herself, tests their intelligence daily, and tells them it's all so that when a nice family comes to adopt them, they'll be ready for the outside world. The three oldest kids, Emma, Norman, and Ray, are the sharpest of the bunch. Norman, in particular, has a mind like a steel trap. During games of tag in the forest, he can predict exactly where every hiding child will run before they even move. Then one day, a 6-year-old named Connie gets adopted. She's clutching her rabbit teddy bear, promising through tears that she'll write letters to everyone once she's settled in her new family. Isabella walks her to the gate personally, like always, except Connie left her teddy bear behind, and Emma notices. Emma and Norman decide to sneak the teddy bear to Connie before she's gone for good. They creep toward the gate, against every rule they've ever been taught, and find a truck parked outside. They look inside. Connie is dead, laid out with a flower on her chest. Before they can even process it, they hear footsteps and dive under the truck. Two massive, monstrous figures appear and load Connie's body into some kind of preservation capsule, casually discussing how well-raised, high-quality human meat tastes best. Then Isabella arrives, not scared, not shocked. She chats with the creatures like old business partners, promising to have an even smarter child ready for them next time, because apparently intelligence makes the meat better. Grace Fieldhouse isn't an orphanage, it's a farm. The children aren't being raised for adoption, they're being raised as food for demons. Emma and Norman barely escape without being spotted, though Isabella finds the dropped teddy bear and realizes someone was there. Devastated but determined, Emma refuses to run without saving every child in the house. Norman agrees, but insists they need an airtight plan first. Scouting the edge of the property, they find a massive wall at the border, one they'll need rope to climb. Then there's a complication. Isabella can locate any wandering child almost instantly using a strange tracking device. Norman quickly figures out why. Every kid has a hidden tracker implanted in their body. Their friend Ray catches them hiding rope in the forest and demands answers. When they tell him everything, he doesn't panic or argue. He simply says he's in. Digging through the orphanage library, the three of them discover coded messages hidden in books, all pointing to a mysterious figure named William Minerva, someone who's apparently been leaving trails for children to find their way out for years. Then Isabella introduces a new caretaker, Sister Crone. Now there are two adults watching their every move instead of one. Someone keeps leaking their plans to Isabella. To flush out the mole, Norman feeds two different children two different fake locations for the escape rope, then waits to see which one Isabella raids. The rope actually goes missing from a third location, one only Norman, Emma, and Ray knew about. Ray is the spy. He admits it immediately. He'd struck a deal with Isabella to report on the others in exchange for delaying his own adoption. But he explains something else too. He deliberately left the teddy bear out that night. He wanted Emma and Norman to discover the truth on their own because he couldn't survive escaping alone, and he needed them to build a plan he could join. Instead of turning on him, Emma and Norman flip him into a double agent, feeding Isabella false information from now on. Ray reveals a secret stash he's built, including a device that can jam the tracking signal in their bodies entirely. But Isabella has one more card to play. She informs Ray that his time is up too. He's being adopted within months. During a supply run to test their rope on the wall, Sister Crone catches all 5 kids red-handed, but instead of reporting them, she reveals something shocking. There's a chip embedded in her own body that will kill her if she's ever seen helping children escape. That night, Crone tells them the real history of their world. Roughly 1,000 years ago, humans and demons fought a brutal war that nearly wiped out both sides. To end it, they struck a truce called the Promise. Demons would stop hunting humans directly, but in exchange, humans would supply them with children raised specifically to be eaten. Grace Fieldhouse is one of many secret farms built to fulfill that bargain. And the smarter the child, the more the demons prize the meat, which is exactly why Isabella pushes their education so hard. Crone had been trying to gather enough leverage to overthrow Isabella and take her place, hoping it would save her own life. It doesn't work. Isabella, having figured out Crone's true intentions, gets her reassigned to another orphanage. At the gate, Crone tries one last desperate move, warning the farm's overseer, a woman known only as Grandma, that the children are planning to run. Grandma doesn't believe her. A demon steps out of the shadows and kills Crone on the spot. With Crone gone, Emma and Norman push forward, scouting the wall directly. Isabella grows suspicious of Ray and locks him away, but he's freed in time to warn the others. It's too late anyway. Isabella catches Emma and Norman right at the wall. Emma grabs Isabella to buy Norman time to climb, but Isabella overpowers her instantly and breaks Emma's leg in the struggle. Norman refuses to leave her behind and run. Isabella's response is almost gentle. She tells Norman he made the right call. Then she informs him his adoption has been moved up. Tomorrow he's gone. That night, the others beg him to hide or fake an injury. Norman refuses. If he vanishes, Isabella will lock the whole house down and no one else will ever get out. He decides to walk out the gate willingly, so the rest of them still have a chance. Before he leaves, he finds a strange pen Crone had hidden away, one that turns out to hold a hologram map of the outside world. He also secretly climbs the wall one final time to see what's actually on the other side. It's not open land, it's a massive bottomless chasm. Crossing it will require finding a bridge near Isabella's own control room. Norman draws the entire escape route from memory and hides it, along with the pen, under Emma's bed. Then, without telling anyone, he walks to the gate. Behind that gate, Norman meets Peter, the calm, well-dressed man running this entire farming operation. Peter tries explaining the system to him. Norman cuts him off. He already understands exactly what's about to happen, and he chose to come anyway to protect his friends. Moments later, a demon steps out and kills him instantly. Weeks pass. Emma is shattered, barely able to move with her broken leg, and Isabella starts grooming her to become the next mom of the farm. Ray, grieving his best friend, is told his own shipment date is coming soon, but this time, there's no fear in his eyes, just a plan. On what's supposed to be his final night, Ray sits Emma down and tells her he's decided to set himself on fire rather than be eaten. He goes through with it, right in front of her, and the room erupts in flames. Isabella comes sprinting in, checks her tracking device, sees Ray's signal pulsing right inside the fire, and completely loses it trying to put the blaze out. In the chaos, Emma slips away unnoticed, leaving behind blood and a scrap of skin on the floor. Here's the twist. It was all staged. Following Norman's final instructions, Emma had spent weeks secretly organizing every older child through Dawn and Gilda while pretending to be too injured to move. The moment Ray raised the match, Emma pulled him back, sliced the tracker out from behind his ear with a knife, and threw it and his old clothes into the fire instead. Isabella's device kept reading Ray's exact location because the tracker itself never left. It just wasn't attached to Ray anymore. Emma cuts her own tracker out too, and the two of them sprint for the wall. Every other older child has already had their trackers removed and is already moving. The younger children, too small to survive the crossing, stay behind, but not abandoned. Emma has promised the smartest of them, a boy named Phil, that they'll come back within 2 years to get the rest out. Isabella chases them into the forest, but it's too late. The trackers are gone and she has no way to find them. At the wall, the children use Dawn's rope, hooked across the chasm to a tree on the far side, to zipline over one by one. Emma is the last one still on this side when Isabella catches up to her. She tells Emma the outside world will kill them all. Emma, calm now, simply says goodbye and leaps across the chasm herself. Dawn cuts the rope the second she lands. There's no way back for Isabella now. She could sound the alarm, she could call every demon on the property. She doesn't. Watching the children on the far side, something in her breaks. Maybe a memory of once dreaming of escaping this same place herself as a child, and unable to. She simply tells them to go live and to be happy. Then she turns back to the little ones still inside, the ones too young to run, and stays with them. At sunrise, the children reach open, unfamiliar land, free for the first time in their life. Emma pulls out Norman's hidden pen and activates it. A hologram flickers to life. a full map of the world outside, and a final message left behind by William Minerva, the man who'd been leaving clues in library books all along, welcoming them to a difficult but hopeful road ahead. Norman isn't standing there with them, but everything he built, the plan, the map, the sacrifice, is the entire reason any of them made it out alive. Emma looks around at the friends still standing beside her and says it plainly. This is where their story actually begins.